Sherrod Brown is inching towards making an announcement, I suspect, about running for president. Maybe he won't. Maybe he will. Definitely value for a senator anywhere to be in a position of people asking you questions if you're going to run, because it gets you a little more attention. Nothing like a little bit of earned media. Here is Sherrod Brown, though, not pulling any punches as to Donald Trump. And, you know, this is interesting because Sherrod Brown definitely knows that if he's going on Chuck Todd's show to say this, that Chuck Todd is going to be like, wait, what? It's just that Chuck Todd after Sherrod Brown says this, is a little bit slow. And I don't know that Sherrod Brown had lines that were to go after it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like if you there were times in a script.
Have the follow-up plan.
There's times in a script, right, where your lines call for the other person to interrupt you. And so what happens is they stop writing in the script and they just do ellipses, ... Really what should happen is the thought should be continued and someone should just interrupt. Sherrod Brown had ... It took a moment for you watch this, you'll see what I'm saying.
Folks are now being held accountable for blackface in ways, frankly, that we didn't have that strong of a moral code, I would argue, in our politics until recently. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think this country hasn't dealt well with the issues of race. I mean, we have a president who's a racist, we have.
Let me pause you there. That's just that you believe in his heart he's a racist.
Well, I don't know what in his heart means. I know that he built his political career knowing what he was doing on questioning the legitimacy and the birthplace of the President of the United States. I know early that there have been all kinds of news reports about what he did early in his career on housing. We know, read The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander, read The Color of Law about housing discrimination and decades and decades and decades of housing discrimination. And we know that the Trump family, including the now sitting president, played to that and deepened that. So these issues, this is not a recess. Charlottesville was only a symptom and a more public viewing and outing, if you will, of the president's views about race. I mean, there's just no question about that. We know the president doesn't tell the truth frequently. Yep. We know he lies frequently. And we know of his racist comments and background.
Yeah, simple. That's super simple. I will also note that we've had both those authors, both those books have been featured in interviews on the Majority Report years ago. You can
listen to Sam Seder.
I've also interviewed Sherrod Brown, for that matter. But good for him.
That was good.
Whether he's running or not, that's super important for folks like Chuck Todd to hear politicians say this and normalize the ability for our politicians to call out a racist for being racist.
That's another hat tip you can give to AOC, actually, of just being the first one to just be like, yeah, obviously.
Of course.
What is there to even prevaricate? But I do love, and that was...
How can you say that?
That was very MR, I don't know what in his heart means.
Right.
It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, okay, maybe he visualizes ponies for everybody, but I'm talking about what he does as president of the United States and as a slumlord. Also, someone pointed out, I think it might be giving him a little too much credit, but it was clever enough to note, yeah, he does. Sherrod Brown does have a little bit of a Caucasian luau voice.